How's it going, everybody? It's Ken Q here, and today we are going to be sitting down and talking to Phoenix Rose, asking some questions, getting an understanding of what motivates her. Essentially, we're just going to be chatting. I've got a few questions prepared, and we'll see where the conversation takes us. My purpose here is to learn a bit more about the different species that live on this planet. And so I'll be doing a bunch of different interviews with a few different people, hopefully one a week, but we're just getting started, so we'll see what happens. So I'm just going to let Rose know that we're ready. And we will just wait. See if I can get some background music going. There we go. Some nice ambiance. I've got a set of questions. I'm just going to open them up while we wait on the screen here.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
Alrighty. I have a cat on my desk now, and I think we're good to go.
Love it. So to begin, do you want to give a little self-introduction?
Of course. So, I am your fire spirit pixie VTuber, and I come from a phoenix's feather. So I wasn't born the normal way. Other than that, I am also a graphic designer and digital artist. And that's about it that I can say right now.
Cool. So I guess for your viewers, I'll give a bit of an introduction of myself as well. I'm Ken Q. I'm an interstellar researcher. I've come to Earth to study the different life forms here. And yeah, so we're starting with Rose. Would you like me to call you Rose?
That will be fine.
Okay, good. So you are the first going through this rigorous interview program thing. I did have a question right off the top, though. Your name, Phoenix Rose. It's an interesting name. Does it have a specific meaning?
So, not really, but the rose part does. So this will be the first time that I'm actually sharing this with everybody. But yes. I came up with the name Rose after my dog passed away. It was kind of a tragic passing of her, but that's where the name comes from.
Oh no, poor puppy.
Yeah. We won't get into full story just because of TOS.
Okay, sounds good. I was just wondering because, Rose is kind of like rise, but in the past tense. And with Phoenix, I thought maybe there was like a deep meaning there. But
no.
Seems there's a different deep meaning.
Yeah. Just not the one that everybody would think.
Okay, so I've prepared a list of questions, but as we go along, if we just have some interesting conversation, then we can digress from the questions as much as we want, because ultimately we're just here to chat, have some fun, learn about different people, different things like that.
Horizon dead.
But if ever I do ask a question that you don't want to answer for any reason, just let me know and we can just skip it. Because I've prepared all sorts of questions.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Am I making you nervous?
No, but the background noise is making me nervous. Oh, shoot. But no,
okay.
I'm good.
It's okay. We won't worry about the background noise. All right. So to start with, we'll start easy. Give us a brief listing of things you like and things you dislike.
Okay. Well, my dislikes are easier. So, I absolutely hate crowds and hospitals and onions. Those are the three things that I absolutely dislike.
Crowds, hospitals, and onions. Okay, crowds I get. That's just logical.
Yes.
Hospitals also, because
I'm almost red armor already.
it's hospitals. But explain to me the onion thing. I wanna dig deeper into the onion here.
Okay, so the onion, I have to have an onion cooked. I cannot eat it just plain onion. Nope. Get that stuff away from me. It has to be cooked or in a salsa. I just don't like the texture.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which doesn't make any sense considering I like apples and they're about the same texture if you bite into them. They both make a crunch.
I can understand that, but I think apples have like a more moist crunch, whereas an onion has that slippery, layery
Yeah.
thing going on.
Yep.
That's amazing.
But yeah.
Onions. So does that
Onions.
mean you also don't like ogres?
Ogres are fine.
Okay. And how about your likes? I assume this is more difficult because it's a long list, right?
Yes. So my likes are quiet spaces, like probably libraries or coffee cafes. And then anime and gaming.
Yeah.
I can go more into anime. So like my top 3 right now is probably Attack on Titan, which I haven't got up to date yet. So
how far behind are you?
Yeah. That's an excellent question. I started the new season and I think I'm like halfway through it.
Okay.
So but I know the ending because my husband is a horrible human being and told me the ending anyway.
That's uncool.
I know. Happens, but it also happens, on the lovely bird app that we all seem to be on. And then No Game, No Life, which I haven't watched in a hot minute. That was probably like one of the first ones that I watched.
The one that started it all.
Probably that or Rosario and Vampire.
Oh.
That's probably the very first one I ever watched. And then that one came second. And then Callan? I don't know how to pronounce it, but that one's also one of them. The very sad one. Clanannad. There you go.
I think I know the one you're talking about. I haven't seen that one, but I know the one you're talking about.
Yes.
Those are good choices.
That's disrespectful.
Very good anime.
Yeah.
So it seems like you like things kind of all across the genres, not just one specific genre of anime, eh?
If you were to drive places with me in my car, you would think I was an emotional roller coaster. My playlist is up and down too.
Oh. I'm down David.
Nothing wrong with a bit of
go.
change of emotion here and there as you go along, right?
You have nades? Break it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the back. Guy in the back.
I'm going switch some settings here on Discord real quick.
Okay.
Okay, are we good? Okay, cool. I can see that my push is talk to working, and hopefully we won't have any weird background noises now.
All right, that's quite all right. So, in terms of games, you said you like gaming. What's your top 3 games then?
Top 3, oh gee.
I know it's real tough questions.
So I am really into Stardew right now.
That's
And
a good
then
one.
there's also one on my phone that I'll actually have to get it out on my phone to know the name of it.
What is it?
I lost my games on my phone.
No.
It's called Inmost. It's kind of
Inmost.
like it's kind of like a platformer, which is really funny because I'm absolutely horrible at platformers. But it's also kind of like a dark story, but it's really good. I recommend.
Oh, okay. I will check that one out. I'm always looking for new cell phone games for when I'm in between things. All right, that's 2. What's the third game?
Probably good old Skyrim.
Skyrim. These are good choices. Is there a particular genre of game that you absolutely detest?
Platformers.
So no
Because I
Jump King in your future then.
No, I was playing a platformer on my Switch the other day and I died like 3 times and then I'm like, nope, no more. Just put the Switch away. So I put it away. I rage quit.
That's it.
Like,
It's
nope,
over.
no more.
Yeah. I get that. I don't know how some people play those really, really hard platformers. Like, it's just insane.
But it's also kind of like fighting games. So I end up just button smashing.
There's some of those like Japanese RPGs where it's not like turn-based combat, but like real-time combat, and it just gets into chaos and button smashing at some point.
Yep, that would be me.
I love those. Yeah. It's like, I'm probably strong enough to smash buttons at this point. Hopefully. Maybe.
I think I probably broke one controller by doing that, and it made me really sad because it was a really pretty controller.
Oh no.
And I went to go get it replaced, and there was no more of that like version.
Skinny there. One.
It was really pretty though.
They should make like triple reinforced controllers for the button smashers.
Yes, I agree. And I worked in a GameStop for like 3 years, so I would attest to that.
A lot of people breaking things, eh?
So many, and then most of them was due to pets because their pets got a hold of it. It was great.
Oh, chewed them all up or something.
Yep, and then of course that wasn't covered by the warranty. So
Of course, it's not pet food. Oh, that's funny.
that'd be I mean, unless it was for cyborg puppy, I guess.
We need to find a cyborg puppy VTuber.
That would be absolutely amazing.
New goal. So, along the same lines, what are your hobbies and interests?
Hobbies and interests. So
We just gotta pick a side.
probably I do so much drawing when I'm just bored, so drawing would probably be one of them. I'm trying to get into more of like the realistic
On your door.
portrait drawings. For some odd reason I could not think of the word portrait. So I just basically sit in weird places in my house and attempt to draw my husband when he's not looking. Because he doesn't like to be drawn.
That's amazing. So, have you been drawing for most of your life then?
I really started drawing probably like my junior year of high school. So that's been like 7, 8 years ago.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty long. You must have some skill then.
I am absolutely horrible at figure drawings. I will admit that now.
I feel like every artist says that they're horrible at something rather than taking the, yes, I am great at drawing. approach.
There's some things with figure drawings. I can draw a real banger of a skull, but if you start having the muscle structure and your skin, you can forget about it. I would rather just draw dead people in their skeleton forms because bones are so much easier to draw. There's a shape I can see.
So, why didn't you pick a skeleton type character as your character then?
You know, that is a good question.
That's funny.
I think I really wanted to practice on my figure drawing, so I went with the pixie that you see in front of you.
You know, you got to push your limits sometimes, right?
Yes, yes. I am really doing some like chibi and like plushy drawings. I've drawn a couple of my favorite VTubers myself and gave them to them for Valentine's Day.
Nice.
Gave me an excuse to draw people.
And do you draw on stream sometimes?
I do. For the most part, I usually do like either free things that I post on my Ko-fi shop or commissions. Most of my commissions right now are just overlays for people.
Ah, overlays. Makes sense.
I have done like emotes and stuff in the past though, but most of those were like for friends or myself.
Yeah. That's cool. I'm also trying to get better at art. I only started like maybe 2 years ago. So I can't draw people at all. I pay people to draw people for me. But
that's valid.
I've started with like simple things like banners and like these tables and cups and things, like simple stuff. But I wish I could draw people.
I wish I could draw better people.
like draw them better or just better people that you want to draw?
Just draw them better so they look like people.
It's okay. There's plenty of alien VTubers. Like you can just draw them.
They still have to be proportional.
That's fair, I guess. So, what kind of content do you create mostly for your streams? Is it primarily gaming, primarily art, some mix of both, some other things?
So mine is a mix between art and just a variety of games. Most of the time, right, like the past few times I've been doing like OS and 2-Point Hospital or 2-Point Hospital and art.
I gotta say, 2-Point Hospital is a sweet game.
I love just making fun of the announcer on that game. It just it just tickles my funny bone so much.
It's like content that makes itself.
Oh, it does. And I can just really just talk to myself most of the time. And make fun of myself because that's what I do best.
I love the self-deprecating humor. That's what I'm all about as well. Okay. And
if you're not making fun of yourself, you're not having fun, right?
Exactly. Fun at someone's expense, right? Just, not usually other people. So you stream for about how long when you play?
So most of the time I try to stream games for about an hour and a half and then I'll switch to something else, just not completely bored out of my mind.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Or lose energy doing so.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing, because if you're streaming a lot, like regularly, it's easy to kind of just get tired of doing the same things, right?
Well, when I first started streaming, I just got burned out way too easily, so then I just took a break because I absolutely needed it. I tried to stream like every week, 2 times a week, and I was also doing school on top of that, and it's like I am burning myself out, and so I just took a couple months off.
Yeah. That's good. Gotta take that mental health seriously,
Oh, 100%.
So do you stream once or twice a week now, or have you changed kind of how often, or is it more ad hoc?
So now I have it to where my plan is if I get 4 streams in a month, that's good for me.
Yeah.
If I do less than that, then I obviously need to stop being lazy because that's my goal.
It's a good goal. And it's important to have kind of realistic goals, right? Like some people try to push way too hard and then they end up in that kind of like, what do you call it? Like a shame spiral or whatever.
Yeah, 100%. Especially like with so many streamers being like students as well, I see a lot of my friends just completely going down and their mental health goes down too. It's really sad.
Yeah. And hopefully people aren't, sacrificing their school time or school, effort to try to make some lofty goal, right?
Right, yeah. My point of view is that school comes first and work comes first and then
Yeah.
it's streaming. So basically I just stream for fun right now. I do have plans to stream more once the semester is over cuz then I'll have the ability to stream more.
Yeah, a little more
But
free time.
yeah, but definitely school first.
That's the way to be. Very responsible of you.
Oh, I try to be.
Is there any type of content that you don't create right now that you would want to create in the future?
I would like to get into like storytelling content, so like making motion picture kind of with After Effects.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of my plan for my lore video when that comes up.
Yeah. So would that be just like a posted video rather than a live stream?
Yeah, it would be posted onto my YouTube instead of just, or on both if I can. I'd probably stream it on my Twitch channel just so people can see it, but it, for the most part, be on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, like a debut stream of it and then have it posted on YouTube?
Yes.
Cool. And in terms of storytelling in these things, do you also plan to like write your own stories?
I'm actually glad that you asked that because I'm trying to make monthly newsletters. So if for some odd reason I am not able to stream or something during the month that I have as my goal, I can still communicate with my community and they can still know what's going on behind the scenes. So I think that would kind of be a cool thing to do, also like short stories and stuff, and send those out as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And in terms of like short stories and things, do you have any ideas in mind already? Or is this just like, I want to do it and I'll think about it when I get there kind of thing?
It's more of a thing where I want to do it, so I'll probably start off like using a prompt like a generator simulator where it'll give me the prompt and then I'll write about it creatively.
Oh, like a one sentence, like here's something or something that occurs or some setting or something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. That must take a little bit of practice to get used to, because I can imagine some prompts might not have anything that comes to mind right away.
Oh yeah, especially so I actually had the opportunity to do some of these prompts before, but they were in drawing journal prompts when I was doing my graphic design degree.
Oh,
So I
cool.
will probably start with those first just because I already have the imagery that I've drawn in my journal. So I'd probably start with those first.
Yeah, so you got a little bit of a thought already about it, and you can just expand upon it with words.
Exactly. I'm just glad that I wrote the title of the prompt down, or I'd be like, what is this picture? What was I trying to do here?
So that's actually an interesting idea. Could you or would you take prompts from just imagery without words? Like if someone posted a character.
Yes, I would, but it would probably take a while for thoughts to come to mind.
Yeah, it definitely
Because
sounds more challenging.
there's just so many like places you could go with it.
Oh yeah, like you think about just like your character by itself, right? Like you could look at the outfit, the accessories, and be like, where did this come from? What significance does this have? What is the story behind it? And you could just get like mental overflow.
Exactly. That's kind of like I've been writing my lore stuff behind the scenes, and it's been like, okay, well, this goes here, but where does this connect? Okay, so now I need to draw this other version of my model so that makes sense. So that's basically what I'm doing right now.
Oh, fun. That's going to be quite a bit of work.
Especially since I forgot to keep my layers and I merged them all. So go me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's one rule I threw into the garbage basket after my professor, really pounded it into my brain. Keep your layers. You'll need those in the future.
Do you ever get the issue, though, where you have like just way too many layers and you don't name them all and you have no idea where anything is anymore?
Yes. Sadly, yes.
I just recently started to encounter that, and I'm like, does everyone have this problem? Because it's a real problem.
So I had like 3 different versions of my model to begin with. And then I had 3 other versions of different eye sets that I wanted. Didn't name any of them. So I had like 9 different layers that I had no idea what they were. I was like, I think this is the eyelash set that goes to this eye, but I don't know if that's the eye that the eyelash set goes to. So I was like, should start naming things because the drawing was way too small to actually show up in like the little preview of the layer.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, that's amazing.
I
So-
really just was hitting myself when I did that, but
Yeah, the old forehead.
now I'm on
against the
screen.
desk.
Yes.
So, what motivated you to start making content?
So I originally wanted to start making content and just streaming in general because I was a absolute horrible public speaker. And I figured if I'm just talking about nonsense, at least I'm talking.
I
So
can
that's
understand
kind of,
that.
yeah, that's what really started the whole journey of streaming. And then now I just enjoy it. Now it's a hobby.
Yeah. So when you started, I know when I started, I would like talk for like, I don't know, 5 seconds and then be like plagued with indecision on what to say next and go, did you have any of that at the beginning?
I had so much of that where I would just be blank and I'm like, wow, I am super boring. No one will want to watch this because I don't even want to rewatch this.
Do you often rewatch your streams now?
I rewatch them every time after I in stream.
As kind of like a
And-
self-reflection.
Yes, and then I'll rewatch them like a week later. And that's usually why I upload them to my YouTube channel, so I can rewatch them. Just when, the 14 days are up, they're gone off your Twitch channel anyway.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, you have like a setting where you can flip it and it will stay up on your channel for an X amount of days, and then after that X amount of days, they'll be archived.
See, I was always confused by Twitch. That's why I do my streaming on YouTube, because I would never be able to find people's old videos to watch. Like you find someone you want to watch, but then they're on like episode 27 of playing this game, and you're like, I want to go back to the beginning.
Right, yeah. And that's why I started exporting all my streams onto my YouTube channel, because that content is still there and I can reflect on it years later.
Yeah, to relive that one moment where you said that thing, you know?
Yeah. Or, didn't say that thing because I didn't know how to speak.
Yeah, that's the more common one for me, that's for sure. So now that you're a streamer, what kind of motivates you to continue streaming?
I think what really motivates me is just seeing other streamers having fun with their community and also having that safe space for a bunch of people to just feel like they're welcomed. Because I know I was in a community before where I didn't feel welcomed at all, so I just left. And I was like, that is not the community that I want to create.
Yeah.
So after that experience, that's really what motivated me to just make sure everybody feels welcome and that they are wanted in the community and not just pushed out like I was.
Yeah, that's brutal. I know the VTuber community in general is pretty welcoming. There's obviously a little bit of drama here and there on certain topics, but like in general, they're all really nice people.
Yeah, and I think that's what people forget is that, yeah, we don't use face cams, but we are people behind our models. And I think a whole bunch of people that come into the VTuber community that are used to watching face cam streamers forget about.
Yeah, and obviously we see some of the fallout from that in the past few weeks as well.
Yeah.
So I guess to kind of shift the tone just a little bit, what do you find to be the biggest stumbling block or demotivator for you?
My schedule. I will look at my schedule and be like, wow, that's a lot that week. Am I actually going to do this? That, or if my emotions are just completely crazy, I don't want to share that with the community anyway. So I'll just be like, nope, just cancel and we'll do it a different day.
Yeah, you got to be in the right, mindset or you're not going to have fun. And if you don't have fun, then the viewers probably won't have fun. And then you might not want to do it as often and it becomes a spiral, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's basically what happened when I first started is it was just a spiraling effect of I'm not having fun. I don't really actually want to do this. I'm just doing it because I think I should. And that was just a horrible mindset to be in. Now I'm in the mindset of I'm doing this because I want to instead of I have to.
Yeah, that's the way to be. I know for me, I started because I didn't get to play a lot of video games recently. And I was like, you know what? I want to play games. And the best way to do that is to set myself a schedule and commit to doing some things for content. And now I get to play games, which is fun. It's amazing. And I get to meet new people, which is also fun and amazing. So
I agree.
I get it. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. And this one's a little bit digging deeper, but what is your biggest fear about being a content creator?
That I'll dox myself. Literally, that I will dox myself and just make myself look really dumb.
Just like in the middle of a stream, pull up like your address, your full name, all that good stuff.
My face.
Do you ever do anything with a webcam at all?
I do not. I absolutely hate looking at myself when I'm streaming, or even the last week I had to do a face cam recording for my professor and I wanted to basically vomit.
Should have just replaced it with your avatar.
I was so ready to just be like, hey, can I do this so you don't actually see my face? You'll have my voice, just not my face. But I was like, I'm just gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, professors and stuff like that aren't usually that forgiving.
I'm just glad that I looked through the syllabus and this was the only face video that I had to do.
That's good. Yeah, I recently used a webcam on stream for the first time, not to point at myself, but to point at something on my table to show viewers. And before the stream started, I was like, my one goal is to not somehow show myself in this camera.
Did you not show yourself in the camera, or did you end up showing yourself in the camera?
I think I succeeded, but I didn't go back and analyze all the reflections off shiny surfaces. So,
That's fair.
and I'm not going to do that. Somebody, if somebody wants to do that, they can. Yeah, that's a fair fear. So, I guess you didn't mention what I guess some people post about their fear being, but in terms of numbers, do you not concern yourself with numbers and things like that?
I ignore numbers. Numbers are numbers. I
Yeah.
don't want to look at them, so I don't look at them. I will probably get anxiety if I look at them.
Yeah, it's tough because sometimes like you hear of people who started like a month ago getting to a certain number, and it's just like, no, I can't even think about that because that will take me down a negative path.
Exactly. Yeah. There was one of my friends where they went from like 5 viewers, and then all of a sudden one day they logged in and started streaming, and then they had like 150. I'm like, nope, can't do that. Anxiety goes through the roof. So that gets turned off.
Yeah, like on the one hand, you're thinking like, oh, I wish I had that many viewers, but on the other hand, I'm thinking, oh God, what if I had that many viewers?
Exactly. Yeah. So that number gets turned off.
Yeah. That's good. And I mean, if you're doing it for fun, then at the end of the day, the numbers don't really matter that much, right? Like, sure, it'd be nice if
Exactly.
it was higher and you could make money off of it, but like if it's for fun, just have fun. That's
Yeah,
what
I was asked during one of my last streams if I was going to go for affiliate, and I was like, no, that's not really like, yeah, it's a goal on Twitch, but at the same time, I'm just doing this for fun. So if I get it, that's awesome. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah, like if at some point you have the numbers to hit that button and see where it goes, then sure, but otherwise, not trying to like, you know, get followers and do all that promotion stuff, right?
Yeah, I do have my own goals. Like if I get an X amount of followers like on my social media or such as, then like I'll do giveaways or something. But other than that, views and numbers and followers on Twitch just it gives me anxiety. So I don't look at those.
That's fair. And the like goals and stuff, that sounds more like, you know, rewards and things rather than, you know, you trying to achieve a certain standing, right?
Exactly, yeah. I just like to give people content.
So wholesome.
Sometimes.
I'm gonna leave that one alone for now.
Fair.
So here's a big question, a very broad question, and I'm gonna let you interpret it however you want. But what is your view of the world you live in? And world can be kind of anything, either your community, the greater VTuber community, the entirety of planet Earth. Like, do you have positive outlooks, more negative outlooks? Are you a pessimist, optimist? However you want to answer that question. It's kind of open-ended.
Oh, gee. That's a good question.
I like to make people think. And while you do that, I'm going to drink water, so don't say anything funny or I'm going to spit it all over my microphone.
I won't say anything until you're done.
Okay, I'm good.
I would say that for the most part, I have a positive outlook just because I really like the community that I'm in and I feel supported in it. So that makes me feel good.
Yeah, I like it.
We won't go into like the overall world because that's politics and I don't like politics.
Also a fair answer. It's mostly like the type of question where not necessarily the answer is interesting, but what people choose to answer about the question is interesting. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love it. All right, what else? Oh, here's a fun one. And I have a feeling that I know the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway for all the viewers at home. Do you
Ooh.
enjoy meeting other people and collaborating with them?
Of course. Of course I do. I love meeting new people. Which is funny because in reality, I don't like talking to people face to face at all.
There's something disarming about, being behind a screen,
And it's funny because I've been in retail for like 7+ years, so that's interesting.
I can understand why you don't like meeting people in real life, yeah.
Yeah.
So have you done many collabs with people to date?
I have not. This would be considered my first.
Ooh.
I do have like maybe 1 or 2 coming in the future, but that's my future self's problem.
Yeah. Save that anxiety for later.
Exactly.
So I guess along those lines, are you a collaboration initiator, or do you prefer if others initiate collaboration? And this is more so a question so that if anyone watching wants to, play a game with you, they know that either they should wait for you to reach out or vice versa.
It could be a mix of both depending on what I'm wanting to stream. So if I'm doing like an art stream, then I'll probably reach out first. But if it's like a game stream, then it doesn't really matter. You reach out to me, I'll reach out to you. We can work something out.
Nice. That's the way to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess I think this is the last one that I have. No, I have more. Oh my goodness. How many questions did I write? Who am I?
All of the questions. You wrote all of the questions.
Allegedly. Past self wrote all the questions.
That's fair.
So what advice would you give other content creators that may be just starting out?
To just do it. Like, if you want to do it, then do it. I was in that spot too where I was like, I want to stream, but like, I don't want to stream, but then I want to stream. And then my husband goes, then just stream. You have the computer to do it. Like, you have the ability to download things. Just download it and play a game. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and so much of the software that you need for this stuff is basically free. So like the startup cost is next to nothing unless you want to buy artwork and stuff, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I literally just downloaded a couple programs and turned the stream button on and started streaming. Other than that, I did my own overlays just because I didn't want to pay for them.
That is totally fair. I get that. I know I've seen a few people over the past few months who, I think it's partly anxiety more than anything, but they kind of hesitate for like the right moment to start, like once they have all this artwork or whatever. And I
Right,
think
yeah, and I've seen that too. I've seen it to where in just the community where I want to do this, but I am too anxious to start, and it's like, what are you anxious about though? Like, and there go views. Like, forget about the views. Just do what you want. Have fun. That's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone, it's funny because like even big streamers have scuff and things go wrong and it's not perfect. And everyone just accepts that, right? But then when people start their own thing, they're like, no, it has to be, at least this good. It's like, well, does it though? Just have some fun.
See, I've also done like overlay rebrandings 3 times now just because I wasn't happy with it. And now I feel absolutely ridiculous doing it. It's like, okay, well, this was the first idea that I had. Should have just did that in the first place and rolled with it. And if I didn't like it, then I could change it years later. But this is what we're with now.
Do you still have some of like the original videos from the beginning?
Oh, gee. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it was stupid. So
They'd
they're-
be over on my YouTube channel. I could send you the link if you'd like.
I mean, more like, do you ever plan to like do a reaction to your own video?
Oh my goodness.
Cancer.
Sure, but I'll probably just want to cringe and die.
Oh gosh, yeah, I have all of my videos back to the beginning as well on my YouTube, and like I look at just the thumbnails because like I did all my own thumbnails from the beginning. Just looking at like the old thumbnails that I did, and this was even like just 5-6 months ago that I started looking at those thumbnails, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they are just awful. Just please take these videos down.
It's kind of like I have 3 videos that never got onto my YouTube channel just because it didn't transfer over, which I'm really sad about. And I wish I just downloaded them and then uploaded them myself. But one of those thumbnails, it's like, the design process. Rose, what were you thinking and why did you put that together?
Yep. So I guess the long and short of that is it's always going to be cringy at the beginning.
Yes, always. I don't know a single like YouTuber or Twitch streamer that doesn't go, that was that many years ago and that's disgusting. Or that was that many years ago and I am proud of that. There's probably very few that actually say that for themselves, which good for them, but for the majority, all I hear is like, why did I do that?
The cringe fest. 10 out of 10. Would cringe again.
Very much so.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to one day watching your stream of you rewatching your old videos and yeah, cringing the whole time. That would be a lot of fun.
I will probably just wait a couple years.
The fun thing about waiting is the longer you wait, the better you get, and the more cringy the old stuff becomes.
Exactly, and I feel like that would be more fun than just, oh, I did this a year ago. Let's see what's changed.
Yeah. 5 years looking back, that cringe would be so much fun. Oh my gosh.
I feel like 5 years is also a really good like goal to do that too.
Oh yeah. Like I don't know.
Because it hasn't been long enough, but it's also been long enough where that cringe has just settled. And you probably forgot about it.
I don't know many streamers that have gone on for that long other than like the really, really big ones, right?
Right, yeah.
So 5 years would be amazing. That'd be an amazing, achievement and also a lot of fun to look back at the beginning.
Just be like, wow, that's where I was and now I'm here. And wow, why?
How did it all come to this? So
I think it'll be good though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I have one really big open-ended question, and you can answer this whichever way you want, from whichever perspective you want. Could be
gee.
life, the universe, streaming, whatever. But
Oh gee.
am I stressing you out?
Just that open ending.
What are your dreams for this year?
Oh goodness. So I would probably say that my dreams would probably be my goals, which would probably be continuing a regular streaming schedule, networking with a bunch of other creators. So that would be absolutely amazing, and I would love that. And then my overall goal for this year is to start like a membership tier on my Ko-fi page, just so I am like, I have these tiers and now I need to create content for them. So it gives me that motivation to do more.
Yeah, that little kick you need to up the game a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's kind of why I started like my monthly newsletters and stuff with the community. So it's like, okay, I have this reason and now I need to execute it.
I like it. These are good goals. You seem to be very like methodical, right? Like incremental increases rather than trying to reach for something kind of way out there, you know?
Yeah, I feel like in the beginning I tried reaching way out there and I was like, that just causes stress. I don't need that for myself. So I brought it back down, and after watching a couple of the, let's say, professional streamers and YouTubers, I was I like how they're thinking and I'm going to take that and run with it. And so that's what I've done this year.
Nice, yeah. If it's working for other people, why not, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's really the bulk of the questions that I had. Is there any questions you had for me, or is there anything you wanted to tell people, perhaps?
I do have a question for you.
Uh-oh. Now I'm nervous.
I mean, you might not be able to answer.
Uh-oh.
What is your goal with your research that you're working on?
To understand humanity better. Did that sound convincing?
No, not at all.
Well, that's all I can say for
Especially
now.
since, I'm not human.
Well, you saw the thumbnail. You saw the question on there.
Fair.
More to follow after a few of the researches are conducted. I think that's what I'm going to say for now.
Cool. I like that answer.
I have a long game, a really long game.
Well, there you go. So you have goals in mind.
Yeah, there's, I guess what I can say, kind of out of character, is there's a story I want to tell, and it's going to progress gradually.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to finding out what that story is.
Yeah, look forward to it. I'm sure it'll be at least mediocre.
That's all right, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So I guess before we go, do you want to tell everyone where they can find you?
Sure. They can find me on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube at FNXRose_VT or on Twitch at Phoenix Rose.
Yeah. Go check it out. Go watch some 2 Point Hospital. It's a sweet game.
It's a fun game to make fun of, and you can come and make fun of it with me.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by and answering all of my really probing questions. We didn't get into any dissection today, so that's probably for the best. But
Yep, I gotta keep my wings today.
Yeah. they do look shiny, though.
I must hide them now.
But yeah, so anytime you want to, play some games or do anything, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always open to collaborating with people, especially cool people such as yourself. And,
well, thank you.
No problem. And I hope you have a good time. And I'm going to be signing off for now.
Alrighty. Well, I believe this will probably be the end of my stream as well. And thank you for having me. And it would be cool to do more collabs in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Have a good one, everyone.